Welcome back to Parenting Positively. Today is Friday, second week of school is over. I've been receiving a lot of emails. Thank you very much. I'm still answering them individually, but I thought I would address this one because everybody seems to go through this, depending on how you grew up and what your expectation around food is. So, can you guess what it is? Why picky eating happens. I hear parents going on and on about how picky an eater their child is and how they're so thin and they won't eat anything and what can I do? How can I fix this? So, interesting. Adlerian theory teaches us that behavior is purposeful. Okay, so picky eating is, it's not random. It serves a goal for your child. Now, you may think that one of these, or maybe all of them, are why your child is a picky eater. Here are some examples. Quite often, they're seeking attention. If I don't eat this, mommy and daddy are going to get annoyed. Grandma's not going to be happy, and she'll probably spend more time with me if I refuse to eat. Okay? You know, the old airplane in the mouth thing, and here you go, and here it is when the kids are little. Come on, one more bite. So by refusing, they're putting their feet in the ground and showing a little bit of defiance. However, it serves their purpose for receiving attention. Therefore, using food refusal as a way to feel in control of what's happening, in control of the situation at the moment. You'll see a lot of children that often are big, picky eaters. And again, they are achieving what they are setting out to do, which is basically, for the most part, trying to get more attention. Now, this is not always the case, of course. Some kids struggle with the texture of food. Bananas, avocado, certain melon, these type of things. And food is a new experience when you're a child. Sometimes you've never eaten or tried certain foods, so there's an automatic set of brakes that's put on for certain type of kids that don't maybe feel that they need to be that adventurous, because if they say no, then more than likely they'll still get dessert or they'll just get something else made for them. So, often, children are trying to express their autonomy by testing their independence and feeling that, in the kitchen, it's a safe setting. So those are usually the reasons why kids are picky eaters. So what you want to do using the Adlerian approach is shift from being in control of what your child's eating to cooperation. You do not want to get in a situation where you're force feeding a child. That is not a good situation to be in, because it becomes a cycle and it's not a healthy cycle. So what I found for my children was, when they were super little, I would talk about the grocery list. We'd write a list together, things that they liked, things that maybe they didn't like, but maybe we'd talk about, maybe we could give it a try if there was a different type of sauce on it. Sauces are often something that, especially if they're sweet, a lot of kids will pour ketchup on things because they like that sweetness. So that's something as a parent you're going to have to decide. You can have a tiny bit of ketchup with your eggs or what have you. None of this smearing ketchup all over or smearing barbecue sauce all over food because it's nice and sweet and tastes better. But if you start with the grocery list, then you're getting some buy-in. What fruit and vegetables would you like to have? What type of meat? What type of fish? Let's talk about what's going in our lunchbox. All those things will help when a child goes to eat different foods. So it's all about keeping the conversation open as opposed to you as the parent or caregiver controlling the situation. Establishing routines, just like in classrooms or daycare, your household, runs better on routines, and because children understand what is expected and when snack time is and what is a healthy snack and what isn't a healthy snack. How do we have those conversations? They're really important to engage in. So if a child comes to the dinner table and refuses to eat, then be respectful. Don't get annoyed. Offer a balanced choice, but avoid short order cooking. Okay? Respectfully, kindly let your child know this is what's for dinner tonight. You don't have to eat it, but there won't be a different meal. And there's no snacks later on. So if you're hungry, that's great. And if you don't feel like eating, okay, then have a glass of water or have a glass of milk. And, I hope you're feeling better tomorrow for when we have our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, hopefully together. If that works, it's always a better plan. To be able to eat together is a great way also for picky eaters to see what everyone else at the table, the siblings, mom, dad, grandma, aunts, uncles, what they're eating. They become a little more curious. And if you limit the talk about what you don't eat or what you think that you should or shouldn't be eating for a child, the focus is more on enjoyment as opposed to food becoming a battle. It can very easily be a battleground. So always, again, with Adlerian theory, model the behavior you would like. So saying things like, oh, here's a new recipe I found. This seems like an interesting flavor. Oh, I'm so glad I tried this. Or I'm looking forward to trying it. And then maybe even depending on the age of your child, there's always some way to be able to include them in the cooking. And that is also a great thing, because once a child starts to learn how to cook, then they become more interested in trying different things. Always showing enjoyment about a variety of foods without making it a lecture, is also extremely helpful. So reduce the power struggle. Don't argue about food. That removes the payoff, okay? Practice modeling healthy eating, and picky eating will become less of an issue. If this resonates with you, press like, subscribe. There will be a Picky Eater's Guide PDF at the bottom of this. Please contact me at Parenting Positively. I look forward to hearing from you all. Have a great week.